We are going to go over how to kind of walk you through your daily emotional awareness practice. And this is just the beginning of everything. And we will do more things and we'll kind of build upon this. So the first thing that you do is you got to name the emotion. So you want to make sure you ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Don't try to fix or judge it, just name it. So you write it down. Then you can go in and find it in your body. So where's it sitting in your body? A lot of times we might feel a lot of anxiousness in our chest, like we feel our heart in our chest just feeling very tight. So you would write down a tight chest. You might feel pressure in your throat if you just don't talk. Maybe you find clenching, like you're angry and you have a lot of anger you hold in your jaw, or maybe you don't know what exactly you're holding in your jaw. Maybe you have like heaviness or upset stomach or about a bunch of stuff going on emotionally that you're holding in your stomach. You just write down what you're feeling. Let's say you're like, man, I don't really know what I'm feeling, but I feel like on edge. That is a feeling that you'd write down. Maybe you can't pinpoint what it is. You can literally write down blah. I'm feeling blah, and I'm feeling it in my stomach, or I'm feeling it in my chest. It's like a tight chest. So you literally write down your emotion, the feeling, or whatever you're feeling. There's no right or wrong. Don't judge it. Don't try to fix it. If you don't have an emotion or something you can write down because you're just like, oh, I'm not sure, just write down blah. And then try to see where you're feeling it. If you don't know where you're feeling in your body yet, that's okay. You can just write down what you do feel like you feel in your body. Like maybe you just feel exhausted in your whole body. Maybe you feel tension through your whole body. Whatever it is, just write it down. The more you practice, the easier this gets, the better you will get at it, and the more it just comes naturally, and the more you'll be able to tune into it. So that is the first things you're gonna do. Then log it right away, right? I've already kind of talked to you about this already. So you write down your emotion, the body sensation, write down the trigger if you have one. Like if you notice something triggered you, like for example, let's say someone was yelling at you at work and that was your trigger that made you feel angry and that made you feel sick to your stomach. Whatever it is, you write it down. Then you write down the thought. So the thought is going to be like, let's say the trigger was someone was yelling at you and your thought was, this person is mean, and that made you feel anger. So the thought made you feel anger, and that's going to be kind of what you write down. And then you can write down the intensity. The only reason why we're doing this is, again, it helps you just discern and be aware of what's going on. So let's say it was just kind of briefly there. It might be like a 3, 4. If it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to smash or punch a wall, you might say that was a 10, right? So you write down all of that stuff, and this just kind of helps build emotional intelligence. So that's why we're helping you recognize it. Then you give yourself permission. The reason why this is important, because a lot of times we're just like, we just want to get rid of this emotion. We don't want to feel it. And so how can I stop feeling anger? But the most important part, and the reason why this is so important, is because when you don't allow yourself to feel something, or you're not okay with it being there, that is a form of resistance. So let's say this is anger. Anger comes in and you don't want to feel it. You put up a wall and it just does this because you're not okay feeling it. You're not okay with it being there. You're not okay feeling anger. So here's your wall. Now let's say here comes anger and you're like, I'm okay feeling this anger. Ugh, you allow yourself to feel it. It literally will flow out. So when you don't allow yourself permission to feel feelings and emotions, you create a wall and resistance, and it makes it get buried in and stay stuck. So this is like super duper important part of the process that you do not want to ignore. So you're going to say, I allow myself to fully feel this emotion. And you could say, I allow myself to fully feel anger. And most people don't do this process. So this is why I get stuck, which I just explained. And then once you allow yourself to fully feel what you're feeling, you're going to shift it with gratitude. So then you're going to say, thank you, anger, for showing up. I release you now and choose peace, clarity, and love. So the reason why we give gratitude, like I say right here, gratitude softens the emotional charge, but it's also a form of letting go. So when you give gratitude for something, it's you letting go of the attachment to it. We just always put emotional attachments to something, like anger keeps me safe. Anger is what I use to have boundaries, or whatever it might be. We all have these perspectives and programs and beliefs that are not necessarily always true, but we think they are what we need to have to help keep us safe or function and go through life. And so giving gratitude allows that to like lose its grip on you and to soften it and allow you to be more okay with it flowing in and out of your life. So giving gratitude is a form of releasing and letting go, and it's super important part of the process. So you don't want to skip it. And then you would continue your day. Let's say you don't have time to do this, like all of a sudden you like have this moment and you're at work and you can't go through this whole entire process. That's okay. Just quickly write down anger, and then you can come back and write down all this other information. If you have time to write down all this information and do the whole thing, that's the best thing. If you don't, write down what you have time for, come back to it later, and make sure you do it at the end of the day, and you process it. You give each emotion and feeling that you're feeling that day space and time and almost the ability to be heard and listened to. So that's pretty much how you do the reflection. And this will change as we get more and more into this program, there will be more things that we do with this, and you don't need to worry about that now because I'll give you instructions on how to do it. But it's pretty simple. It will be pretty simple to the very close to the same format. We might add in, instead of giving gratitude, we'll move into other methods to help you release it. We might help you learn how to discern if this is truth or if this is not truth, and how to turn it around and things like that. And that will all be added into this. But this is pretty much the fundamental starting point, how you walk through this, how you do this. It will mostly stay pretty close to this, just added complexity to it as you develop your skills and your ability to recognize, process, and move through different things. So that's kind of how you do it. If you have questions, you just let me know.